There are so many interesting, horrifying, or downright weird things in this big world of ours.
Each week, we'll bring you a new true crime story that has little to no coverage in English.
Let us do the translations, so you don't have to. Hello.
Hello.
Oh, are we recording?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But just like, why not?
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna do some more talking up at the top because why the hell not, right?
Yes.
Let's see
maybe something interesting comes up.
Yeah, because we always discuss really interesting shit before we actually press record. I'm like, damn, that would have been good. That would have been good.
And we just did right before this too. So sorry.
Yeah.
And then we're like, should we start with the official stuff? And then we become really serious and
yeah. But we're not really serious people. We're actually I don't know. We're actually kind of serious, but we're just not super talkative like compared to other American podcasts. Maybe they're just like talking for 20 minutes.
we're not an American podcast.
True. Yes, that is very
well. We're partly an American podcast, I guess 1/3. No, but not even that. Like if you would really want to calculate it, how would you?
Like,
I guess we're not really.
Not really, you know. Yeah.
By the way, am I using my right microphone? Like, is my sound good?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yes.
What about mine?
Great.
Mine is okay.
Yeah, I think it's
okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
I was just trying to check if I have the correct one chosen, but somehow I can't see it. So
yeah, I think because
I believe you.
Recording now. So yeah. So you went to Oulu. Did you see the Tori-poliisi?
Yes, I did see it, and it was smaller than I expected.
I've heard people saying that.
It's a that's what she said moment. But
and for those people who aren't familiar with Oulu, you can just search Oulu, and that's probably like one of the most famous photos that comes up in the market square. There's this big kind of like round police officer statue that people usually, I'll just say rotund.
It's on the like a little chubby policeman.
Chubby policeman, yeah. And so it's
very cute.
Yeah, market police officer.
But what's the whole thing with police and Oulu? Like, you know the saying when you ask someone, like, "Ootko nää Oulusta? Pelkäätkö nää poliisia?"
No. What?
Like are you from Oulu? Are you afraid of the
police?
And you have to ask it in the Oulu dialect.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I should ask my friend Emma about this. I mean, she's from E, but like, she lives in Oulu now. Maybe I should ask her, what is the deal with the saying? Like, are you scared of the police?
Heard this.
Huh.
Interesting.
Googling
are you reading etymology?
Will give you some answers.
Oh God. Yeah, probably some like Urban Dictionary. People getting beaten by police officers or something, or what? Yeah. Okay.
It was apparently about like when alcohol was prohibition. And it was a secret thing, like if you were trying to sell illegally alcohol, you would ask, "Are you afraid of the police?" That was
and then if someone says like no, and then they're like, you must be a police officer then. Yeah, haha, I got you.
I'm not sure
like,
which one was the right answer, but because rest of the article I found is paywall.
Okay. That's good to know.
That's good to know. Few seconds Googling.
So
is that policeman
statue comes from?
I don't know.
That would be hilarious if it was a statue for prohibition.
Maybe they built a policeman there to watch, like, don't sell anything.
I probably knew at some point why it was there, but like, because I went to school there, you know, and then I probably learned about this at some point, but I don't remember at all.
But it's very cute.
Yeah, it's a cute guy. Yeah.
And also the city is really cute. But I think I was a little bit biased because the weather was actually very nice. And for many days before that, or even weeks almost, it has been pretty like rainy and thundery and just sad in Helsinki. Today it's like 25 degrees suddenly.
It's 23 degrees where I'm at too. So yeah,
but it was very nice in Oulu, and the city was very cute. There was a nice park, and yeah, it was just fun. Very nice time.
Yeah. I kind of miss living in Oulu. It was like nice area, and like the university area is quite nice. It's like green and trees, lots of trees there, and yeah. And then the city center is nice and small. There's like the nice little river running through that's kind of brown usually,
Yeah.
and yeah, I don't know. And the red houses. Did you like go down to the waterfront as well, like the kind of the marina area, like the Tori area?
Yes.
And then there was like some red houses.
We didn't go to the like close to the water at the Tori.
Okay.
Is that where the houses would be? Because we went close to the water, but not there. So I don't remember seeing red houses.
Okay.
Next time.
Yep. Have you been to Oulu, Petra?
As a child, but not as an adult.
Yeah.
Nice city. But the people there told me that, you might think that, what a nice city. Because I was actually saying that, and I got this like feeling that maybe I could actually live here. Like it was just like such a nice city. But then they were saying that it's not like, that nice all the time. Like the weather is pretty shitty. The winter is really long.
Yeah. I mean, I liked the weather there. Like it was nice. You could bike all year round pretty much, as long as it wasn't like minus 25 degrees or something. And then of course they get even more sunlight. But I would say like the shittiest thing about it is if there's a concert in Helsinki that you really, really, really want to go to, it's quite a trek to either go down there,
Yeah.
Like, I mean, me coming from middle Finland is already a bit of a trek, but then you're like, fuck, do I really want to buy a ticket, like a plane ticket plus accommodation and all this other shit to like go down there? So it's quite annoying.
But I was also told that Oulu is the metal capital of Finland.
And that's one of the reasons why I chose that too.
Okay. Yes, and many people bike there.
Yeah. Did you go to Hävimeistä?
No.
Yeah, what it's the metal bar in Oulu.
No.
It's like the go-to.
Didn't go to any bars.
Okay. Yeah.
I took the night train there.
And how was that experience?
It was good. It was not my first time on a night train, so I kind of knew what to expect.
Yeah.
It was okay. Didn't get a lot of deep sleep, but I slept. Yeah. Almost enough.
What was your sleep score?
I can tell you.
Is this future now? We don't ask like, did you sleep well? We're like, good morning.
What's your score?
What was your sleep score?
Yeah, and then it depends on which device you're using, and
yeah. The future is here.
Is this already sensitive information?
Yeah, you're telling your sleep score of a night.
Well, depends which app you're looking at. 80 is the better one, which is pretty high.
Okay. Is 100 the best then?
Yes.
Okay.
Wow.
That's quite good.
Yeah. Cool.
But yeah. So, nice trip.
And you just got back and the cats are crazy because they missed you.
Well, I don't know. Maybe that's the reason. Yeah. I just got back. I took not the night train. I just took a train back. And it was nice. I was working on the train. Internet was like, meh.
Yeah, it always is. Worked. VR.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about virtual reality. I'm talking about what does VR even stand for?
Valtion rautatiet.
Oh, okay.
That makes sense.
That makes sense, yeah. And how is Petra doing?
I had some kind of flu. I'm still a bit down with my voice, so I'm happy it's not my turn today.
You can just call it the sexy voice because everybody has like this nice lower voice when they're sick. Yeah, sultry. Oh yeah.
But also I'm coughing a bit still, so I will just mute myself when I cough.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Otherwise, it was kind of nice that I didn't really go anywhere during the weekend because I was trying to recover and it was bad weather. And then I just got to read a book for so many hours, which is rare.
Wow. Shit. That sounds nice, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Read a book.
I look forward to the day to read reading a book just for pleasure. I mean, I have been already, like for the past couple days, like when I have time, because I'm trying to do that instead of watching Netflix or something while my child is asleep. So yeah, but yes.
Where is he now?
He is at his grandmother's because they're having a family party for my partner's nephew's graduation. So yeah. So he's
Nice.
And he was invited.
Yeah, he was invited. I wasn't. No, I'm joking. No, I just got the invitation late, so I didn't end up going. So yeah. But yeah, so he's gone for now until later.
So what are you reading, both of you? What book are you reading?
Yeah, Petra, you go first.
Yeah, I'm reading the Three-Body Problem.
Ooh. Did you see the series though?
I did, and then
I think me too.
You watched it? Like it was in Netflix?
Yes.
But it's like
completely different,
now,
right?
Not like, I mean, there's lots of, at least it's a trilogy. I just read the first book.
Yeah.
And I think the series was kind of following what happens in the first book, yeah.
Okay.
But the characters were just so weird because they were completely different characters, and this character setting was so off, and there was so much of this excess drama, like between the characters, like, she doesn't like me, she likes me, maybe she doesn't like me, should I tell her I love him, and like blah blah blah. I didn't want the book is so good. It's like hard science fiction, no excess human drama.
Good. Okay,
yeah.
Maybe I should.
So if you didn't like that part of the series, don't worry.
Yeah,
the book is.
Wait, I actually haven't seen this. I thought about something else.
Oh,
but I've just seen this
coming
up on Netflix. So should I watch it or should I not watch it?
You should watch it. You should. Yes.
I mean,
and the book, I guess. Apparently.
Which one do I do first?
Yeah, that's a good question. I would make, but then again, having watched the series did help because the book is quite difficult because it's
heavy, the like actual
author
science.
Is actually like a physician, like
physicist,
physicist, like a science person.
I'm like, physician, that's a word. It's okay, but not that word.
So it's very like I don't understand many parts of it, and like sometimes it's speculative, of course, because it's science fiction, and sometimes it's real, and the characters are basically scientists.
Yeah.
But
it's really great. But maybe then watch the series first because I plan on reading the book too. Then I forgot that it was.
And
a book,
then we can have an episode where we talk about the book.
Ooh, yeah, because it's not covered in English at all. No.
And it's totally true crime.
But I mean, it's a Chinese book, so at least it doesn't come from the English.
Exactly.
world.
So that's enough.
Yeah.
But some of the visuals from the series kind of helped to get over through some of the more kind of difficult parts of the...
Because even like the three-body problem itself is a bit difficult to kind of comprehend too. Like there's different so...
But I didn't I think it was so unnecessary that it was like whitewashed?
Yeah, whitewashed, yeah.
Why were they in the United Kingdom? The book is in China. Was it Netflix watchers can't watch a series where the characters are all Chinese? I don't know.
I mean, at least part of it was in China. But,
of course, like the kind of core historical part there and some of the characters. But I'm still like, I don't know, why did they need to do it with these UK students who were really...
Yeah, I feel like maybe they just wanted to have it more... palatable or something, because I think a lot of people are like anti-Chinese for no reason. Like there is, I don't know, maybe people are just prejudiced against Chinese people or something. I don't fucking know.
I think it's just like
Chinese government.
Yeah, Chinese government. Yes, that's a good correction. Prejudiced against Chinese.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure many people are prejudiced against Chinese people too.
Yes, but yes. I think I'm trying to say like all of that, like either maybe like all of that, because there are some people who are, but I'm not for the Chinese government and watch me get blacklisted or something. But But yeah, Chinese films and people I like.
So are people pissed about this, that they like, generally I understand that this is an issue, but I just like wonder that, are people pissed about it the same way as they are pissed about like having a black person play a white
Snape.
character in, like, well, yeah, but with the Snape thing, I actually think that was kind of a stupid idea,
But I think
because
they
it makes
it
the
now. I
whole
think he got
narrative.
fired now. I think he's now not playing Snape, is what I heard.
Maybe not, yeah. I think with the Snape choice, like, it just made the whole story seem racist,
More
like the bullying
sinister.
part,
Yeah. Yeah.
which was I mean, yeah, that was not
Yeah.
what it was about. But anyway, like, generally in fictional, like Bridgerton, that's a book series that
Yes.
my mom loves.
Yeah.
Or like, maybe not loves, but likes.
Mhm.
There are things that she likes better, so maybe
Outlander.
like is a, yeah, for example, yeah. Anyway, so there's a Netflix series, Bridgerton, and some of the characters are not white.
Yeah.
And like, people were pissed at, like, oh, why not? But I mean, it's not a real
But it's
thing.
supposed to be
It's a fictional.
historical. But it's actually
I
supposed to
don't.
be historical because, actually, did you know this, that Queen Charlotte is supposedly like part black? Did you know that, like, in real life they suspect that she was actually part black? And then therefore, like, the Queen Charlotte kind of like sideline or whatever, like side story, and then her acceptance for black people within the town is actually kind of
Wait,
part of.
this came up in Bridgerton.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
There's like the Bridgerton. There's the 3 seasons of Bridgerton, and then there's Queen Charlotte, which is like a side series.
I know nothing about the story.
Yeah, yeah.
So this is probably a bad example then.
Yeah, but yeah.
Okay,
So, like,
you know
actually, it
what?
makes sense.
The Little Mermaid.
Yeah, yeah,
Little Mermaid.
yeah.
Like, that's a better example.
Yes,
Like,
people were pissed.
why is it an issue that
Yeah,
the Little Mermaid was played by a black person?
yeah. I don't get that either.
It's a fictional, like,
If anything, I'd want to
tale.
see like actual black, like literally like black skin. So then, like, could you imagine like a mermaid coming from the depths of, like, like an anglerfish is kind of this black. I'm just like, that would make biological sense if you had like literally black skin or something.
Okay, yeah.
Or red,
like,
or super red skin or something, because then the UV rays and stuff, they don't go that deep, so then like things are actually red, so like it would actually make more sense if there's more colors, to be honest.
Yeah.
not even white people.
The Little Mermaid biologist version.
Oh, then do you want to hear that too? Because then apparently there was like an actual mermaid would be super like, think manatee, because they have like there would not be like skinny tiny waists and whatever. Like, they would be basically like a manatee, because I mean, because all the salt water, like, you'd be super bloated and whatever, like your skin would just like slough off, so you need to be like so picture a manatee in a bikini, maybe, is more accurate, I would think.
But isn't the story something like that they don't look that beautiful, but they
I'm laughing at Petra laughing at me. Okay, sorry. Yeah.
I have so many things to say about this.
Yes. And this is why we're recording now.
We will get ever to the actual story.
And that was it for today. Thank you for listening.
Thank you. Well, the Little Mermaid's Danish, so okay, yeah, all right.
Yeah, true. So that isn't it so that mermaids are not actually that beautiful, but they somehow make like sailors see them as beautiful? Ah, okay. And they're not the same thing?
Mythologically, no. I think sirens are technically sirens can technically be mermaids, but not mermaids cannot be siren, or like, they're kind of exclusive in that regard, is what I understood.
Wait, I googled sirens versus mermaids. The second suggestion is, who would win? In what?
Yeah, exactly.
Rock, paper, scissors. Who can eat crab the quickest? Who can blow better bubble rings underwater? Who can seduce a man the quickest? I would go with siren. Yeah.
Do you want the AI overview by Gemini? Or
they are so bad. I don't want it.
Oh.
Okay, people have to Google this for themselves, and I will
Yes.
read it later.
Yeah.
But I
Okay.
had another point. So were people pissed off about the three body problem, the series, like having white people, even though they technically should have been played by Chinese people,
But I think
the same way as they were pissed off about the Little Mermaid
No.
I
not
think it's a
being
bit
white?
different thing because the people who were pissed about Little Mermaid are more of this
Racists.
racist people, and I think the people who would be pissed about the like, I think
They
it's
want
an
the
opposite
inclusion.
phenomena.
Yeah, they want
Like,
inclusion of Chinese people in the actual film.
yeah,
And
like if you have a
representation.
book,
Yeah.
like you're the media, like filmed entertainment is already full of white people, so usually it's criticism like, why is there not more representation of other?
But that's exactly my point. That's why I'm asking.
But that's why I'm trying to say that it's probably the different people who are irritated here.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah. But yeah, that was kind of that was the point. That like, so is this not a problem for the same people who have a problem with the Little Mermaid? No.
No.
Why not?
I don't know. I
Because
mean, I don't go to read that kind of threads to begin with. But I think like what I'm criticizing, like it's not only that, okay, we changed this character's ethnicity, but they changed the whole, like the book is happening in China, which, and then it makes sense that there are other ethnicities and nationalities in the book too.
Yeah,
Where
but
it makes sense, like NATO officers and stuff like that.
Yeah, but I think there was a point that I had read an article because I didn't know, like when I watched the series, I didn't know that it was originally a Chinese book. And one of the points that the authors made in the article was that, like they were kind of like worried or like, should you watch it because it is a Chinese like series? Like, are you giving money to China in that regard? So I think there was like this kind of, so maybe there was also this thing where if you're filming in China, you have a mass production or whatever, like maybe that could be, giving money to China. So, but of course you could have the same locations or the political issues basically came up in the article about that. So, yeah.
Do you know how many Hollywood movies are at least partly filmed in Hungary?
I would say quite a lot, yeah. It's probably cheap to film there.
And other
very
problematic
loose
countries.
Yeah. And like not many stipulations, like, I would think a lot. I would think Romania, Hungary, Croatia, Serbia, those types of places are quite common.
Game of Thrones.
Yes.
Partly in Croatia, right?
Yeah. King's Landing.
But yeah, I mean, I understand practical reasons why you would film it in the UK instead of China. And yeah, I mean, it's not, maybe that's actually not the biggest. I just didn't like the character, this extra characters, and I don't understand. But maybe some of them will come later. I just read the first one. Maybe,
Yeah.
Anyway, like I understand when you make a filmed version of a book, some things change, and some things are done well, and some, like, I'm not expecting to have the complete copy of the book. I can read the book. It's fine to change something. I think the series is not bad, but I just enjoy so much more the book.
Okay. But then maybe I'll start with the series.
Yeah, maybe it's good to start. Like if you kind of like the basic settings of the series,
I think
then you
Betty would also
enjoy
like it. I think you'd think it was pretty cool.
Damn it. I was like, I'm alone now. I could watch it.
Oh, yeah, true. Oh, no. He'll hate it. He would fucking hate it. He would hate it, especially with like his... Yeah, no. Back to the Future. No. He would hate any of this shit.
Okay, I guess I have to wait for him.
Okay, I'll maybe tell about my book next time, but like, it's, well, I can tell the title, but then I don't need to go into it because we're already on 24 minutes.
Well, you can cut out some of these.
I'm not sure if you should actually.
These very interesting.
But I'm like reading another.
Olu, maybe not.
Yeah. I'm reading like a Jim Butcher book. He did, I don't know if you've heard of this, the Dresden Files.
I have, but why?
It was a series on sci-fi, or like a sci-fi well, okay, anyway, he's like a wizard for hire. It's kind of like this urban fantasy books series. I think there's like many of them. I've read all of them, but I forget how many there are, like fucking 20 or something. Okay, not quite that many. But then he has another series that I also read, and then there's this series, like he has like 3 main series, and then this one's the Aeronaut's Windlass, the Cinder Spires, book 1. So it's like fantasy, because it's like my happy place. Jim Butcher is like my go-to zen out, just read, happy place.
Maybe you mentioned this. That's why I had that this sounded familiar. I don't think I know anything about it, but the title sounded very familiar.
Yeah, it's pretty nerdy. So, yeah.
Okay, so you're reading nerdy stuff, both of you.
Yes. Yes, maybe not so cerebral as Petra's book, but yeah. Okay, that's that. So I guess we can just get started then. I don't think we need to do the super introduction.
I have more things to say about
mermaids and sirens.
Changing the ethnicity of characters in books. No, but there's a lot more to say about that. But okay, no, let's get to the story.
I think that is a deep issue or like deep topic that can be discussed for many hours.
Yes. Yes.
And Absolutely. It's not very black and white.
No, it's not black and white. But
oh no, that was not intentional. Pun not intended.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, anyway. If someone wants us to talk more about this, we probably shouldn't. Let us know.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was
what's the story?
That could be just one episode right there. All right, so we're talking about the Lasermannen nummer 2, or the Andra Lasermannen. Yes. And my main sources for this were Raskrigaren, the race warrior, or Bakom Laserriktet, or behind the laser sight. Yeah, and so the other Laserman is also known as Peter Mangs. And I need to get this screen smaller so I can see your faces. Great. That's not going to work. 1 second. Sorry, I should have done this before.
I'm half behind my microphone anyway.
Yeah, just more like if you have any questions, I don't have to look at my own face. Okay. So, quote, he moved through the quiet streets of Malmö with a mission, not for money, not for revenge, but for something darker, something ideological. Peter Mangs wasn't just a killer. He was a self-declared soldier in a war that most people never saw coming. Dun, dun, dun. So basically there's this guy, Peter Mangs. I wrote down where he lived and where he was born in a bit later, but let's just get this idea that he is also this lone wolf terrorist dude. And as I said, he's the nummer 2, or Lasermannen nummer 2, which means Laserman number 2, or the other Laserman, den andra Lasermannen.
What a lame name.
Yeah. He's being compared to the other Laserman. Just the second dude. The second guy who had these fucking stupid ideas. Yes, exactly. So kind of going back to like this area of how Sweden was. So in the 1990s, there was a new political party, the New Demokrati, or the New Democracy, and their platform was anti-immigration, law and order, and national pride. So kind of sounds a bit familiar in other parts of the world right now that are kind of on the rise. So it's been happening since the 90s, or more, even before that. Like, kind of has like a revival right now, I would say. Yeah, so they were controversial, provocative, and they were also pretty effective at their message. And one of their founders, Bert Karlsson, once told Parliament that racism in Sweden was the immigrants' fault and that they were liars, thieves, and parasites. So, yay.
Of course.
Yes, it's all their fault. No, nobody else's.
Some victim blaming there.
Yes, indeed.
Well, it depends on who you ask, right?
Yeah. And of course, this type of like provocative headlines, really were in the news a lot, and they, of course, got a lot of coverage. And so for Peter Mangs, this wasn't just like an idea. This was like kind of like almost a message from above or something, that like, hey, this is his permission to do some crazy shit because, you know, I need to reclaim Sweden. I need to help Sweden out. So I need to kill all these immigrants, right? And please don't take that clip out of context. That would be so strange. Like
I was just thinking about a lot of these things that we talked about today.
Yes.
It could be taken out of context pretty easily.
Yeah. Yay,
Oh, well.
AI. Oh no. Give me everything that Laura says about immigrants and compile it into one.
Actually, you don't even need to do that. Like, you can just voice clone and then just write whatever.
True.
So
yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah. So, and then in the 2000s, the Sverigedemokraterna, so the Sweden Democrats, they rose to national prominence. And of course, they were anti-Muslim. They were like critiquing multiculturalism, and basically they kind of controlled the narrative that people were discussing in homes and newspapers and online forums, and they were just kind of very prevalent in their message and their anti-immigration shit, basically. So their racism was very prevalent. And so Peter Mangs, of course, he was like, fuck yeah, I like this message. This is striking home with me. I believe in everything that this government is basically saying. These Sweden Democrats and the new democracy. Fuck yeah. So that's kind of like the background story, like politics that was going on in the 90s and 2000s in Sweden, which I don't think is so different than, like I said, what's going on around the world now. There's like always some type of nationalism happening, but it's like, it's okay to be proud of your country, but just don't be a fucking dick about it, you know? Like, you can be like, yay, I'm happy that I'm from Finland or from US or Hungary or wherever, but you can have immigrants. Immigrants are like the probably why many countries are still around. So yeah.
No, you can only have immigrants to exploit them for cheap work.
Yeah. Oh shit, I forgot about that. Yeah, true.
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah.
But then, yeah.
And I mean, of course, it needs to be a political discussion, like what kind of laws you have around immigration. I don't think there's any country where immigration is completely free.
No.
So the politicians need to discuss like what are the standards, what are the thresholds.
Yes.
Like, how do we decide who will come here and which kind of conditions.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that should still be separated from like just this total racism and like anti-immigrants narrative.
Yeah. And I believe that there should be easier way for citizenship, for instance, in the United States. Like, I mean, it's very difficult to become a citizen in many countries, but there should be easier ways if you're a law-abiding citizen and you follow shit that you should be able to get it. And yeah, a bit easier. But that's just my opinion. Well, I also believe that there should be no borders, but that's just me and my socialist point of view. But yeah. Anyway,
it's also just reminded me. Sorry.
Yeah. He was born in 1972 in the town of I hate this town. Vacchio. I suck at this really bad. It's spelled V-A-X-Y and then you'd think it would be like Vaxio, but that's not it. That's apparently not the way you say it. Vacchio.
I have to Google it now.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's in southern Sweden.
And you hate this town?
I just hate the name of it. Because
you hate this town?
I don't hate it.
You hate the people in this town?
No, I don't. I love Sweden. Sweden's great. But the town's name is
stupid.
Vecchio. Yeah.
Vecchio. Or something like that.
Yeah, something. Vecchio. But yeah. Okay.
Cut all of this out.
It's in southern Sweden. Or he was born in 1972 in a town in southern Sweden. I can cut out the Vecchio. Okay. His early years were marked with instability. His parents were divorced. His sister struggled with addiction. And his father, who was a very great role model for Peter, was that he was disillusioned with Swedish politics. And so he fled to the United States. But like he was distanced with his father, and he kind of got his worldview from his father's, and then also like this physical distance between his father also kind of gave him a complex as well. So he like yeah, so basically like this belief in racial hierarchies, like there's some races that are better than others, and he had a contempt for social democracy, which living in Sweden would be a huge thing. I would think. So yeah. I mean, yeah, because the United States hates socialism, right? As any good country should do, right? So yeah. So and then there was this nostalgia for the order of European dominance. And as a young man, Peter was disciplined, intelligent, and he was musically gifted, which I will bring up later about the music. And I sent you guys this recording or like this song on Spotify. That'll come into play a little bit later.
I listened to it.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Me too. But I didn't.
We'll talk
didn't
about it
really
later.
tell me anything about anything.
Yeah. So he loved structure, and he found solace in martial arts, and he mastered the electric bass guitar, slap at the bass, and he, beneath the surface, he was still like this frustrated guy, and he was like just kind of alienated, and he was just feeling like kind of like the first Laserman, he kind of felt a bit distant from people,
Mm-hmm.
And he had a band and that fell apart. His romantic relationships failed. He had dreams to be a musician, but he couldn't achieve that. Those dissolved. And then he was just like, fuck, left alone. He was angry. He was like searching for more in the world, but he was just kind of, everything went to shit, basically. I wonder why. Then he came to America. So in the late 1990s, Peter Mangs moved to Florida to live with his father. Great state to pick, for sure. Like, dear God.
Like any American state would be.
I'm sorry. I know I shouldn't talk shit about Florida, but like when you think of, a state that is like maybe, I would either choose like Texas or Florida for like being super against what Sweden stands for, and like in that regard, if you wanted to go like really far away from the ideals, then I would choose, Florida would be one of those, states.
Good choice in that case.
Yes, great choice. Great choice.
I mean, if that was their set of values.
Yeah. So there in Florida, this transformation to this kind of like, like this lone wolf kind of terrorist kind of person, like this incel type of dude, basically accelerated because, I mean, he's around more people, that are kind of like that, or like this ideals or ideology are more around him, even if it's just like subliminal. Maybe he's not hanging out with people necessarily, but it's like, even billboards and shit, or I don't know, just in the States, it can be a bit more subliminal to like racism and all that type of shit. And also explicit racism as well. So, and he attended gun shows because that's super common to do in the States as well. And there was...
What are those exactly? Gun shows. What happens in gun shows?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I have like guesses, but
yeah. Okay,
tell us more.
So at least in the Washington sense, I've been to a couple in Washington State. They were held at the Puyallup Fairgrounds. So this basically huge ass area, like state fair, that's where that's held at in Puyallup. And you have a lot of individual vendors or maybe like gun shops and stuff. Like people can just set up a booth and sell their guns, and you don't have to have any like registration or anything like that. It can be just, here's some money, you get a fucking AK or whatever. like we'd get exploding targets and stuff to shoot, because we used to have a farm in the family, and so we'd just take our targets and go target shooting, and then we'd have like exploding targets and stuff. And so it was kind of fun stuff you can buy at the gun show. But of course you can pick up a gun or other fun stuff or paraphernalia for guns, or t-shirts, or just, I'm sure there's probably lots of Trump
t-shirts.
or like, Trump stuff probably now, or, like this really kitschy kind of right-wing shit, basically, like American flags and rebel flags and
Oh my god,
that
this
type of
like
stuff.
the picture I have in my head about this like is the most American thing ever.
Yes,
It's
yes.
like,
And then this would be like, you would see this in a TV show, and then you're like, but it's just a TV show. I'm sure it's not like that in real life.
I would
Like
think
it
that like
is.
what they have on the TV show is a bit more milder version. But yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So
but why?
I mean, it is kind of like I'm not like anti-gun. I just think that there should be better restriction. Okay, we're going into so much politics right now, but
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
like
I don't think we
I
can
grew
air
up
this
shooting.
episode at all.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up shooting guns, so like like any red-blooded American. But like, so they can be fun, I think, if they're used responsibly and whatnot.
Fun.
Yeah, it's fun
I
to
mean,
like shoot
I
targets
understood
and
like
like
shoot
aim and
targets.
yeah, shooting targets and like yeah, it's quite fun and like seeing how small of a group you can get and like how far away you can become
I mean,
accurate and
it's
whatever.
fun in the same way as darts.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I'm like, why don't you just play darts then?
I mean, I guess that's the same question. Why would you play
Play
tennis and not
darts,
badminton?
or why would you play
Like,
darts anyway? Yeah, so like any of this, why would you play it?
But like guns are dangerous.
Yeah, maybe that's also the fun involved too. It's a little bit of danger.
adrenaline.
Yeah, I don't know, but yeah. So, I mean, it would just be like 22s. It's not like that. Okay. Anyway, so yeah,
They
gun shows.
too. Yes.
Gun
I
shows,
don't
great.
understand.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, the terminology.
gun
of
show.
guns.
Oh,
No, the 22s or that kind of words.
That's probably something
Or I
small.
do, because I've played Fallout, and there you
yeah, it's the
shoot
caliber of the size of the
calibers.
bullets.
Yeah. That's where you learn your gun vocabulary in Europe.
Yeah,
by playing
like 9.
games.
I mean, it's also like kind of, I think, international. Even we use 9mm, for instance.
Yeah, but the thing is that in here you just don't talk about guns and their calibers or any like that terminology. It's just not in your bubble.
Yeah, true. But yeah,
And
I mean, it can be fun.
It's for the best.
If you come to the States, we can go to a gun show if you want.
Oh my god, no.
No way.
That sounds like the scariest thing. Like,
you think it'd be the safest place.
Gun, I'm scared. When we were in Moscow, and I should be scared to go there nowadays even more anyway. But the one time it was in
Orban's his buddy. Okay, go on. Yeah.
I know, yeah.
oh my god, can we stop? We can't air this. You have so much editing to do, Laura.
And in the end, she will just leave everything in. Just put it out there.
I'll just leave these parts where we're like, yeah, don't take that out. Leave this in. And they'll be like, what are they talking about?
Actually, that would be really fun.
I remember this when we were in Moscow, in like 6 years ago or something like that.
Yeah.
We went to the Red Square.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to go through this gate and they look into your bag and there are these like guards with huge guns.
But that was a bit special because it was the anniversary of Moscow. But
they do that anyway on the Red Square. You have to go through those gates. And I remember I was telling you that, oh my God, just like seeing these guns makes me scared and nervous. Because why are they there? And then you said something like, oh, like, I don't know, that you don't feel
something caliber.
No. You said something like, I don't know, not that it makes you feel safer or something, but like not the same way as it made me feel. And I was like, oh, that's so weird.
I mean, it's the same thing like in Paris, like when I landed there one year. When was that? Back in 2000 and probably like 14 or something. And I think there had just been some attack at some point. And then, so there was military and then also cops, and they were holding like assault rifles and shit. And I was like, interesting. Like as soon as you get off the airplane and you're in the airport, and there's just like people just walking around with guns. I mean, if they're okay, then I mean you're safe. Okay, guns. Guns, great.
It's like in a movie or something. Like you see a gun, it appears, and you know that will have a role soon, right?
Yeah,
so I just like
gun on the wall.
Yeah.
The phenomena, right?
Yeah. Yes. So I don't know. Like I feel like we're fine in Europe without all those guns, and there are guns here, and there are
No,
people who
yeah,
can
like
get
I'm not
guns.
saying that I need a gun here by any means. Like I'm fine not having them, but growing up shooting them, I have respect for guns, and like I'm not like a gun crazy person where I'm like, yeah,
I know.
and like I have kind of a like how do you say kind of a like if my if my dad passes or whatever, there's like one gun that I want as kind of like an heirloom because it was his grandfather's, I believe. So like this type of thing, it's kind of like a sentimental value towards like a 22, which is a very small caliber gun, you know, like not like a 45 or something, but yeah. So anyway.
Sure. I'm sure
Just
that's
nod and
all
just nod
true.
and say yes. Fucking hell.
So,
Okay.
so then
Yeah.
Andra Laserman is not yet Laserman, but he's going to gun shows. That's where
Yes, he's
we
going to gun shows.
were.
Okay, going back to
Oh
the
yeah,
story.
that story.
Okay, so he attended gun shows and then he absorbed white supremacist literature and he became obsessed with the Turner Diaries, which is a fictional manifesto that inspired multiple racist mass killers. Among Mong's growing list of heroes was Joseph Paul Franklin, an American racist serial shooter. Um, ba, ba, ba. And then, so when he returned back to Sweden, oh yeah, and during this time too, maybe I mentioned this because I don't think I mentioned it later. There was also, so the song that I sent you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Basically, so in his time in Florida, he was suspected that he actually killed.
Help.
There was this mother and daughter that he could have possibly killed, and then there was this woman and I think another person, but they were kind of around the shopping mall and area that he was also around. Apparently, like I got conflicting stories about this, so I was like, okay, I could do a part 2 about this or not, but like cops think that it's not plausible, but then other people that were doing, it was like Barack Obama's ex security guard became a private detective and he was working on this or something. So yeah, so that was kind of this weird thing. And so he wrote a
Mm-hmm.
song Under the Radar, Peter Mangs, that he left clues apparently to his murders in. So
Who
people like
says this?
Peter Mangs actually says this.
Oh,
He left
okay.
clues. So this could be taken with a grain of salt, of course, because you know he wants the attention. He likes the attention from these murders, so he's like wants to take, of course, credit for murders. Maybe he didn't commit them, but maybe this was also a way why he fled from the States too. Like maybe this was like, okay, kill some people here, go back, and you know go to Sweden and kind of continue his work basically. So who knows? But if you want to listen, there's a version of it on Spotify, and it's called "Under the Radar." Is the name of the song. So that was why he was kind of also, you know, said to be musically gifted and shit like that. So he wrote out this, and people are looking for clues within the music and the transcription of the music. So yeah.
But okay, but this is like a cover of this song that you
Yes.
sent us.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. But there is music, like actual, like written out music that he wrote. So yeah. Um,
But okay.
yeah.
Okay. Anyway, interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I could cover a bit more about this because there are indeed like, yeah, I think 3 or 4 people that he could have killed. But like I said, the police weren't treating him as a viable suspect for this. And there is this documentary, Under the Radar, I think it's called too, where they kind of go into all of this. And I couldn't get it in time for this episode. I was going to watch it, but it was like, I forget which TV series, and I didn't want to sign up for another subscription service to watch. But yeah, so that was kind of the where Barack Obama's ex security guard, then detective, was kind of going through this case about the song and his time in Florida and trying to see if he was actually could be the cause of these people's murder. So yeah. Okay, so he returned to Sweden, and of course he was, you know, bolstered by all of this anti I don't know, immigrant ideology, those white supremacist ideology, because remember he was very, you know, like kind of Aryan minded. And Malmö, so he moved to Malmö, and when he went back or whatever to southern Sweden, he was like, fuck, this has changed too. In his eyes, he's like, fuck, this has been taken over by non-Swedes, you know? Like, oh, they look
How long was he away?
He was there, it just says late 90s, and then I guess maybe like a few years, because then by 2003, that's when he kind of starts thinking about doing something about it. So I'm guessing a couple of years at least. So yeah, people spoke in different languages. And of course, like Malmö, it would make sense because it's like near the border, you know, between Denmark and Sweden. And it's like in an area where a lot of people would kind of congregate and be, you know, crossing the border. So hell, even speaking Danish would be non-Swedish, you know, like it's like, at what point is it just people that are darker skinned that aren't Swedish? Or is it kind of like even Danes are non-Swedish to him? I guess if you're white and speaking a Nordic language, you're probably fine, I guess.
Yeah.
And I mean, he didn't have any problem, him and his dad immigrating to US.
Yeah, but
Like,
I think
I
like
don't know
once you
if
start poking holes like that, it's kind of
Well,
all of these things fall apart.
Yeah, true.
So people spoke different languages, and he's like, he believed that these people could never be part of Sweden, and he just was like, fuck, I need to do something about this. I'm not going to be passive about this shit anymore. I'm going to be fucking militant about this. So he, you know, busted windows, he, you know, shouted slurs, and he like went on these dehumanizing rants and whatever. But that was like just the beginning. He was like, I need to do more. So by 2000, yeah.
Questions. Dehumanizing rants, like what, on the street?
I guess so. And then also just like maybe shouting at people, maybe like on forums or something. I don't know. Like just basically just talking about people in a bad way. I could imagine
wherever he could.
Mm-hmm. Wherever he could, basically. And probably calling out people in the streets and being like, you fucking whatever.
Yeah, that's totally normal.
Yeah. Like, you just spend your days walking the streets and
yeah.
People just... Okay.
So by 2003, Peter Mangs had a plan, and he basically was taking it upon himself to start a war, a raskrig, or a racial war. Yes.
Yeah.
And he smuggled guns from the United States, and his father, his great father, who also abandoned him, you know, has daddy issues. He helped Peter get the guns from the US. And then Peter trained, he surveilled, and then he began his killings. Yeah.
So he could basically, he didn't think that he would be able to get a gun license in Sweden.
Probably not, I'm guessing.
Yeah. And
like, it's interesting because like the last guy, right? He did like the military service and shit like that. And this guy, he's like, he's anti-Sweden, but then he kind of follows his dad's ideologies where he's like, oh, Sweden's great, but then I don't like Sweden. I'm disenfranchised with Sweden. And then he goes back to the States, but then now he's like, no, I need to save Sweden. So fucking pick a side, bitch. Like, I don't get this part. Like, I mean, there always are these parts of people, you know, that they don't understand.
I don't think these kind of people are very like
logical,
coherent or logical.
Yes. They don't have the red thread, you know. Like, where's the fucking red thread? Jesus Christ!
Is it really easier to get a gun from the US than to get a gun in Sweden? How do you get a gun from the US?
Well, like smuggling guns sounds. Maybe we shouldn't.
I'm pretty sure that airport security wouldn't stop you.
I'm guessing that you could get a gun. This is just mere speculation. Well, there's multiple ways you could probably do it. Like nowadays, you can also 3D print a gun, or you can get like these gun kits, for instance, that you can buy like legit, like over the internet or whatever, that you just like fabricate them, cut the stuff out, and put them together yourself.
Yeah, but please cut this
part.
No,
I meant like this.
God damn it. Okay. Can I leave any of this in? No? Okay.
No.
Okay.
I think this will be like 15 minutes episodes in the end.
Yes. All right. So I might leave some of them. It's not necessarily that bad, right? I don't know. Okay.
No. I think giving instructions how to get a gun is...
No, I mean, this is just mere speculation, of course, like I said.
No, I think someone might get inspired.
Okay.
But I mean, this is all, like discussed on the internet. It's public information. We all know that
Yeah.
you can print guns, right?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
3D
Yes.
print guns.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
but I mean, I assume that he somehow got the guns from the US, like actual guns, not like 3D printed guns, right?
No. Yeah. But I mean,
And
you can
3D
also
printing was not
deconstruct.
such a big thing yet.
But I mean, you can. It's not even 3D printed, but you can actually get these guns where it's like the pieces are all like metal fabricated, pieces, and then you assemble them yourself. So it's like in a kind of like a sheet or whatever that you can kind of get.
Oh,
And you
okay.
just like file it a little bit, or do like some type of fabrication yourself at home. But then you can, yeah.
So that's what he did?
I don't know, but I'm just assuming that, or you can
It's
just take the gun apart and put it in different suitcases, for instance. If like there's a piece here, a piece there, I don't fucking know. I'm just
So it's
assuming.
going through the scan, and like there are these like weirdly shaped metal pieces in your
Yeah.
bags.
Why not?
Like, yeah,
Why
yeah,
not?
that's
If
fine.
it's
yeah, I mean
checked.
smugglers. I'm
Yeah.
sure that guns do get smuggled all the time, just as drugs.
But they made me throw out my makeup remover because it was 120 milliliters and not
Yeah.
100.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Motherfuckers. Okay, going back to it. So over the course
What a waste.
over the course of nearly 7 years, Mangs carried out a series of targeted shootings, and his victims were chosen, of course, on appearance, accent, or perceived foreignness. And he believed that, that each bullet that he shot out of his gun, and when they hit a target, it wasn't just a message, or it wasn't just an act of violence, it was a message and basically a signal for society to kind of uprise. Sweden, we need to kick out all the fucking immigrants and kill them, or whatever.
Like, all right, an immigrant rooted person got shot. Maybe we should get rid of them. Like, I don't think that's a very good logical message to the society.
Yeah.
Definitely not the crazy guy who's killing people. Yeah,
No.
Yeah.
And like one of the quotes in the book, like, these targets weren't soldiers, they weren't threats, they were fathers, sons, neighbors walking home, people unlocking their front doors, and in Peter Mangs' eyes, that was enough to make them enemies. So just because they were, perceived to be different.
I mean, we've seen this. I've heard of this whole country called Nazi Germany, who did this based on just what group people belong to.
Yes.
Like race-based discrimination has
And not even
old
just
roots, and it's the same shit all over again.
Yeah. Yep. So he believed that certain people didn't belong in Sweden, that immigrants were parasites, etc., etc. And so he picked up his gun, and in his mind, he just went a hunting. So one of the first known victims was a man.
Did he have some kind of manifesto where he's saying all this stuff?
He did have like some letters and stuff, yes. So yeah,
of course,
and
he did.
He's very outspoken and shit too, and also like in his songs and whatever that he's written and blah 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 blah. He's very like unapologetic when it comes to all this shit. Yeah. So one of the first known victims, and there's also there's talk that there's other victims that are just unknown victims, possibly of Peter Mangs. So it's kind of shitty that I don't have the names of a lot of these people, but in the US I have the names, but I'm not going to say them, and I'm not going to say anybody's names here. But yeah. So the guy had just dropped off his friend, and he didn't see the gun aimed at his head, and he didn't know that he'd been judged for his skin. He ended up surviving this gunshot, but barely. And this was indeed the first known case of a shooting of Peter Mangs. And then another case, I'm not going to say second, Mangs targeted a father unlocking the front door to his apartment. The man had his child with him, and in the briefest second, a bullet missed the child by inches and tore into the father's back. So he could have killed the kid as well, which is not saying there's more life, but that's fucking even more sad.
Yeah, I think he's a monster.
Yeah. yeah, there was no pattern basically except for ethnicity or perceived ethnicity. Because I mean, okay, great, you look ethnic, but you could easily be just a Swede, you know. Like there's multiple people of different fucking ethnicities that are Finnish or Swedish or German or whatever.
Well, he probably wouldn't agree.
No, yeah, of course, there's plenty of people who would probably want me to die because I have that idea. But yeah, so yeah, he didn't care who his victims were, and he didn't know their names. He basically, when he was targeting the people, he thought that he was targeting these people, targeted different people that he wasn't attached to as well. That was his main kind of strategy to be not caught, or like to be uncaught by the police, was that, okay, these cops can't tie me back to any of these people. I don't go to any of their into their neighborhoods, into their shops, or we don't have like any crossover whatsoever. And that's how I'm going to, like, you know, it's just going to be random fucking people that I don't like, the look of, and I'm just going to fucking shoot them. You know, that's basically his way. Yeah. And of course he psychologically got over this because he was like, well, you know, they're just lice or monkeys or whatever. He dehumanized all of his victims, and, you know, that in his way he was like not committing murder, but he was quote unquote cleaning the streets. Great fucking guy.
This sounds so premedicated, like with all the smuggling and everything, that I don't think you need to get psychologically over, like, I don't think he's in the mental state that there would be any regret.
No, he's not. Like, no, I don't think he could get yeah. So psychologists would later say that Mong showed signs of a cold, calculated personality, void of empathy, but he was smart. He planned every detail, and he used a gun with a silencer and filed from concealed positions and walked away before anyone knew what happened. And another thing too was that he really liked to use disguises. So he'd disguise himself on purpose. So like, even if someone gave like a nice sketch of someone, like maybe if you had like over time like all the sketches lined up, like maybe there's some shared characteristics like eye width or nose shape or something like that, but it was, he tried to disguise himself. So like I said, the attack seemed random. Police had no suspects. Immigrant families began to live in fear, and that, like, you know, they could be next because it's fucking completely random. And yeah, so basically he kind of viewed all these victims as tools, and he said that, quote unquote, he said, by shooting one of them, they all become part of the stigma. That's how you help society see the truth. Which, okay. And basically, yeah, so I mean, it's fucking sad because like all these people's lives were cut short. I mean, fuck, like almost a child was murdered. And then even if he did commit those murders in the States, in Florida, then indeed a kid did get murdered, like if he is indeed the guy that did that. What else?
How did he get caught?
So yeah, after all of this, like,
I'm not sure if I want to hear about his reasoning anymore.
Yeah. So eventually he was convicted of 2 murders. So I'm kind of going in a random order, but eventually he was convicted of 2 murders and 5 attempted murder. So, which people think that could be way, way higher. And because many attacks bore the signature of, you know, silenced weapon, victims with immigrant backgrounds, no apparent motive, you know, lacked enough evidence to convict all of those cases of murder or attempted murder even. And so like there's many families who are like, did he do this? Like, is he going to be charged for this murder or not? You know? And like I said, he admired John Ausonius, the guy that I covered last time from the 1990s, Laserman 1, and the first Laserman. But he wanted to be more ideological, more devastating, etc., etc. And yeah, so basically, at first the police kind of hesitated to kind of connect the dots between all these different attacks. And but then like they kind of put it together like, okay, this is weird that it's all the immigrants. So, okay, this is at least something, right? It's not just random fucking attacks or like interracial random fucking shootings or whatever. And so since Peter Mangs he kept a low profile, he didn't rant online just previously, I guess, like after he started the shootings. And he didn't leave manifestos, but he wrote in private. So he wrote journals and notes and on his hard drive. And what he wrote was pretty damning. So he, like I said, believed Sweden had failed and blah, 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 blah. He viewed himself as a soldier. Yeah. And like the breakthrough came in 2010. So 7 years after a shooting that was too clean and too familiar to police. And there was a survivor that gave a vague description of a man. Who was calm, expressionless, walking away without hurry, not running, not panicking, just disappearing. When police searched the firearm ownership records, one name stood out, Peter Mangs, a man already known for minor complaints. He was quiet and cold, and someone who years earlier had been interviewed. He had been interviewed years earlier and dismissed as a suspect.
So there was a reason why they would suspect him.
Yeah. He's kind of like.
And what were the minor complaints?
Yeah.
Do you know?
No, I'm guessing it was also just. I think at some point, I think it was mentioned that there was like also how do you say it? Like confrontation with other people or whatever. Like he was just a bit of a dick.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
Or picking up a fight, maybe.
Yeah. So, and then this time they're like, well, this guy's coming second time around, so let's just not dismiss this claim this time. So they began to surveil him, and so they were able to get in his apartment, I guess, with some type of warrant or something. And they found weapons, which were smuggled from the US. They found blueprints for more attacks. And they also found a lot of notes about prior shootings that matched the unsolved cases.
But one thing, I'm just jumping a bit back. You said they something from the gun register?
Yeah, so I guess he also was registered
gun too.
Yeah, so he was using unregistered guns for the murders themselves, but he was a gun registered user. So I think they were like able to zero in on him, possibly, because like, well, he has guns, so maybe this guy with guns in the registration system maybe is the killer. Like maybe if we match these guns with the bullet casings, or whatever, possibly. Yeah. So they arrested him on November 6th, 2010, and then a trial began in 2012. And that's basically
7 years.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He did it for 7 years, basically, before he was caught, which is like, you would think that there would be more murders and more attempted murders and all this stuff, like, than what he actually gets charged for. So, yeah. So basically, in 2012, everybody heard what his ideologies were, like what he'd been thinking about, what the fucking crazy douchebag was thinking this whole time. And he, of course, showed no remorse. He claimed to be a misunderstood person or man. I think he wouldn't call himself a person because that's too, inclusive. And he often tried to steer conversations towards politics, race, and societal decay. And he spoke, fondly of John Ausonius and, the original Laserman, as I said. And it was like inspiration to him. John Ausonius was inspiration. But he had gone further, of course, because he was smarter and deadlier than John Ausonius. Yes. Which is kind of true, because we also talked about John Ausonius, like multiple shootings, and like none of them were actually fatal. Like so many of them were like, not fatal. Yeah. Luckily, of course.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Did this guy have a job or something?
Good question. I don't know that.
Like, think about it. This person is just living these years. Once in a while, he's like, time to do some murders today. But otherwise, like, what is he doing?
Just being like hyper-focused on this quote-unquote problem.
Yeah, like I feel that often in our cases that we have had with serial killers, there is a bit more condensed time. But yeah.
I mean, yeah, but yeah.
It's so scary that he was, hanging out there for 7 years.
Yeah. And also, it's just, it didn't seem like he contributed to society in any like meaningful way.
Do they ever?
Yeah, maybe he did. I'm trying to find like
Maybe he did. Yeah, maybe.
Okay, I can try to find it later, but anyway.
Nothing
So,
super meaningful, at least,
yeah, at
probably.
least, yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, he thinks he was such a smart guy. So, of course, the courts, because they're rational human beings, weren't convinced of the justifications that he was, spewing out of his stupid, murderous mouth. That, yeah, so they're like, bullshit. No one should be fucking killing anybody, especially because they're the way they look. And Peter Mangs was convicted of 2 counts of murder, 5 attempted murders, and multiple counts of illegal weapons possessions. He was sentenced to life in prison. But even with the conviction, questions, of course, still linger. Like, how many more cases are there? Because, like, yeah, like there's plenty of, I'm sure, murders that happen with the fucking silencer, and also against immigrant people or people who look different. And yeah, so those are still kind of up in the air. Like, how many people did he end up killing, and how many people out there just will never know. And like, one thing that the immigrant communities were like, yeah, you fucking cops, like, we told you, like, we weren't imagining this, like, he was picking us off, and you guys were like not taking it seriously. Because I mean, 7 fucking years, all of this was happening, that you're living in fear in Malmö. And yeah, so like a lot of this kind of made a lot of the Swedes confront the uncomfortable truth that, racism in Sweden wasn't just, in the past, it was actually like a current thing that's happening. Like, I think a lot of people also, even in Finland or whatever, or especially in the States, like, oh, racism, like, that's not really a thing. Like, we're not racist. Like, there's no such thing as systemic racism or whatever, like, but there fucking is. And yeah, it just sucks that it wasn't taken that seriously and kind of was allowed to fester and grow, and more victims were, yeah. So maybe last thing. So there's this theory called the strain theory in criminology, and individuals who fail to achieve societal goals or experience extreme frustration, they may turn to crime as an outlet. So like, think of it as like you're strained in your personal life or whatever, etc. And so for Mongs, his repeated personal failures for the career, social life, identity, especially the musical career, which he really wanted, because it kind of reminds me of like Manson, because Manson was also a failed musician. So that's like the worst thing you could be, is like a musician and you really want to make it famous and you fucking fail. Watch out. That could be also like on this triad. Like, are you a musician? Have you failed? I'm joking, but still.
Just thinking of people.
Me? No, okay.
No.
So like, yeah, so his attacks were kind of this random explosions of hate, weren't random explosions of hate, but they were expressions, of his worldview. And he also used what criminologists call neutralization techniques. So he denied responsibility. So he blamed society or his victims, right? He minimized harm. So he believed in the ends justify the means, right? And then he appealed to a higher cause, which was to defend the white Sweden, like the idyllic white Sweden. And yeah, so that was kind of an interesting look at it, like criminology point of view wise, which is totally true. I mean, you can kind of, a normal person would be feeling fucking horrible that they did any of this, right? Even if even if you killed a person out of defense, I think I'd be feeling pretty shitty. So of course you need to make yourself feel better by, these strategies.
But I mean, I don't think it, like, there was this strategy like.
Yeah, I mean, he was working up to it.
Like,
he was working up for
yeah,
sure. Yeah, definitely. And after the attacks, some demanded tougher gun laws, of course. But I mean, what can you do with a fucking smuggled gun? Not really anything.
Better customs.
Yeah, better customs control. Yeah, don't bring any alcohol into Sweden. Okay, yeah. Others called for expanded hate crime investigations, which is good. And some politicians and media voices tried to frame Mangs as a lone madman or like a lone terrorist or lone wolf bullshit like they did with John Ozonius. But a lot of the scholars pushed back. So Matthias Gardel, who wrote this book that I got most of my stuff from, this Raskrigaren, argued that Mangs wasn't an isolated case, but a symptom of a growing ideological ecosystem, and an ecosystem fed by fear, silence, and coded language. So that is the case of Peter Mangs, den andra Lasermannen, or the Lasermannen nummer 2.
I think this was a horrible story.
Sorry.
And
yes.
And but this was a really good example why each and everyone should always fight against like hate speech, even if you
Yes.
think it's a speech.
Yes.
Maybe today it is, but tomorrow it might be someone losing their life.
Yeah. Agreed.
So
very true.
Agreed.
Don't
Very
let
much
that
so.
kind of sentiment fester.
Yeah, agreed. Especially nowadays, because I think a lot of people are like, oh, we can't say anything anymore. No, it's just that we're maybe a bit more sensitive, like, hey, maybe we're a bit more receptive to people and listening to them saying that actually hurt my feelings. Do you want to hurt people? Do you want your feelings hurt? No, then don't fucking hurt other people's feelings. Use the golden rule.
Just like,
do you want to others as you do unto yourself? Like,
but the more it happens, the more kind of normalized it gets. Like I notice nowadays, if I go to Hungary and talk to like people, not necessarily just family members, but just like anyone, that there are a lot of these racial slurs or like racist things that come up just in regular speech. And I'm always like, now I notice it more that I'm not there. And I'm always like so baffled, like what?
Yeah.
And it's just like that's the more of the baseline there, and it just stands out now more.
Yeah. Also,
I feel
like
I live in such a bubble. Like here.
Yeah, I was about to say,
Finland.
like in the countryside of Finland, I hear like the N word and stuff, and it's just like, oh god, I never have such a good comeback in Finnish. Like if I could say it in English, I'd be like, you shouldn't say that. Like, okay, I could say like you shouldn't say that word in Finnish, of course, but like getting into like a hardcore political or ideological conversation is a bit above my grade, I would say, in Finnish. Like I wouldn't be able to be so eloquent with my words, I think. I would just get too flustered and angry, I think. Like, even when I get flustered and angry in English, I forget words. So I'd just be, like, super fucked in Finnish. Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah, but it just shows that if everyone does it, then it's, it's fine.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with it, right? Everyone kind of tends to think that, and then you get one step over that, and then it just like ends up being Nazi Germany.
Yeah. I think like it can be small acts in the everyday life. Like if someone uses that kind of terminology, you can just say like, hey, that's not okay. Like you don't even need to go that deep, but like repetition towards it is also important. Like, hey, that's insulting, or please don't use that kind of words, or why would you talk about a human being like that? Would you be happy if someone talked about you like that? Easier said than done. I mean, when you are in a situation, it's like your heart might be bumping and you're like, oh my god, should I say something? But what if they are violent? And there's all kind of factors in each situation. But
and of course, I think the worst thing is to like in certain situations, like the worst thing you can do to somebody who is minded like that to use the language is to embarrass them, because then it makes them feel defensive and then more angry, and then they might lash out. So it's like, as much as you shouldn't like coddle the person who is using this phrase, it's very like a delicate situation in order to like maybe not in that moment bring it up, but like when you're private with them or something, hey, you shouldn't use that word, that's a very offensive word, or something, like you don't say that anymore. Like I don't know, it's just,
but sometimes these things are so deeply rooted, like I'm just kind of thinking about that.
I'm thinking about the
examples
people. That
it's they would be like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
So great.
But I mean, this is an example what this kind of sentiment in the society can lead to. And
yeah,
we
it's
should
kind of like in the sense
prevent
of
it.
the frog in the pot, the
Yeah.
temperature slowly getting turned up and no one knows this until it's too late. So yeah.
And of course, not everyone becomes a serial killer, even if
No.
they're very, very racist.
But I think it's worse now because, like, yeah, you're not becoming a serial killer. Okay, no, it's not worse than being a serial killer. But it's like they find each other online, and then you have like all this.
In a way, it's a worse because there's this
more people finding each other, and then I think then it can fester into like, okay, now this group of people can act out. Like, I think it gives them more power or more, more power or influence to like act out actually. So I think it is worse nowadays.
There's like this community and it becomes more it feels more normal to
And
do
also,
this. Like same thing with like incels, but
yes, I was just about to say incels. Yeah.
I think there's some overlap here.
Yes, for sure. Yes.
But like, if the more there are that kind of that minded people, there's always the possibility that one of them is crazy enough to commit actual violence.
Laserman?
Laserman. Andra Laserman. Can we name this? I'm sure he has this name already.
Laserman numero 2.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Thanks for bringing some sad but important topic through this horrible case.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's very timely.
I think.
Yeah. Okay. Well, who's going next week or next time?
I am.
Okay. Do you have a case already?
I do.
Really? Wow.
Where's it at?
You're
Where's
so
it happening?
prepared. Like, I'm never prepared. Because I don't know.
In Japan, right? Or are you picking one of the magazine cases?
Yeah. I started reading the magazine last weekend.
Fuck yeah.
I read a story from the magazine.
Nice.
Actually, hint? The hint is that it's about a fortune teller.
Ooh,
cool.
So what I would like you to prepare is some kind of insight about like fortune telling.
Oh, I already know.
Or like divination in your country.
Oh, okay,
I know.
Because I can already say that it's very different in Finland and Japan. Like not the fortune telling, that's not, but like what it is in the society. Like yeah.
Oh, I was just gonna look up like different ways of fortune telling.
Yeah, we are not going. Yeah. I will tell something about fortune telling because it's in a way requires mentioning.
Did you know, for instance, maybe I can leave this for the next episode, but Harry Houdini was like super into denouncing people, like, because spirit. Okay, I can discuss this during the episode, but I have like a whole spiel.
I know this because I listened to the episode and in My Favorite Murder.
Woo! Oh yeah, there was an episode. There's multiple fucking podcasts about this. So yeah,
for sure.
Okay.
So yeah, we can kind of warm up the episode with some fortune telling insights.
Great. I have a tarot deck.
We can also do. Yeah, exactly. Like we actually do some fortune telling.
Yeah,
I have a tarot deck. Ooh. It's very pretty. Also, one too. It's Art Nouveau.
Oh, nice.
Also, for our most strictest listeners, I need to give a warning that the next case takes place in the United States.
What?
Mm-hmm. But it's still Japanese case. Don't worry.
Okay. I'm intrigued.
Yeah. We're not allowed to talk about it then.
Yeah.
No way.
No, but I mean, we do stipulate that little to no coverage. I mean, there are some sources in English about Peter Mangs as well, but
like I think
use
many of our cases have some coverage in English, of course. But I did check. This case doesn't. Like, I mean, it does have a couple of English articles, but it definitely is not something you can call coverage.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. I'm really looking forward to that. Actually. Fuck yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you for listening, everybody. You can follow us on Instagram at Translation Murder Podcast or send us an email at translationmurderpodcast@gmail.com. And what is something that they should not send us, Petra?
dick pics.
Yeah. Do not send them. Great. Thank you. Hei paralla.
Bye.
Bye.